Hello and welcome to the Okwe John Show, where we simplify faith and finance. Today I want to talk about a very important topic, and that is write it down. What are we writing? I'll start by reading one of my favorite scriptures. And then God answered, write this, write what you see, write it out in big block letters so that it can be read on the run. This vision message is a witness pointing to what is coming. It aches for the coming. It can hardly wait. And it doesn't lie. If it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on its way. It will come right on time. There's something special about writing things down. I've got this journal here, I would like to call it. You can see from the front page of it that it's actually quite old. I've had it for many years now, and it's just I love it because I write down so many things from my thought process to what I would like to do, what I would like to achieve, regardless of how impossible or how big or how small it is. I write it in this special book in my journal. I know this year has been an exceptionally challenging year. I know lots of people, we're dealing with so much happening. The fallback of the cost of living crisis, mortgages have risen, grocery prices have gone up, car insurances have gone up. I checked my car insurance recently and I was shocked to see it's gone up by about 70% every month. You can't imagine how gutted I was. The cost of childcare has gone up quite significantly as well. And I know in the midst of all this, it can be really hard to focus or stop for a moment to think, actually, what's next? Because you find many people are just about trying to survive in the midst of it all. There's also that feeling as well. I've spoken to a few people, and there's that feeling of, how dare I dream in the midst of all this? All I'm trying to do is survive. And that's okay too. You're not doing bad. But remember, your mind is one place where you can never be stopped. There is no restriction, nothing stops you. So it's one place where I don't pay rent to anyone to dream. Writing is one thing I've been practicing since I was in my early 20s. And I found it's worked for me. It's just always nice to pick up this book and reflect back on my journey so far. It's a reminder of how far I've come in the last 15 years. Why do I think writing is important? Number one, it helps you stay focused. Writing down a good plan helps you're not just living, you're intentional about living every day. We're not just waking up every day doing the same routine of going to work, coming back home to a family, or going to church, doing whatever you do, getting involved in the extracurricular activities. It just helps us to live intentionally. That's one of the things writing has done for me. It helps me to stay focused. Every time I pick up this book and I review what I wrote down for 2023, it's a reminder of the things that maybe I've neglected or I need to start working on. It just reminds me of that, so it helps me to stay focused. The second thing writing does is writing helps us to find answers. One of the best times that I write is either in the middle of the night or first thing in the morning. During that peace and quiet, I find answers. It helps us to start to find answers to life big questions, one of which is, why am I here on earth? When you start to write things down, the burning things on your heart, on your mind, you start to find answers on the pages of what you've written down. The third thing writing does is writing helps to give clarity. Clarity on who? No one's an island. You're not sent to do everything by yourself. If you have a dream, if you have something you want to achieve, God sends you people along the way to help you. In the midst of all this writing, you start to find answers to what you need people to help you do. And also you start to realize the kind of people you need along the way. The other thing you start to find answers to is the how. A lot of times what we write is what we would like to achieve, but you start to find answers to the how to go about achieving it. You know, the more you look at it, you start to pray on it, start to reflect on it, work on it, you start to find answers to what? The journey to achieving what you've written down. Now, the last thing I'll say writing encourages is gratitude. A lot of times when I pick up this book and I read through my journey, you know, I can't help but be grateful for how far I've come. And even sometimes when I find myself in a situation where maybe things aren't working as I thought it should, and I pick up my journal and I read through the pages of it, you know, I can't help, it helps to change my posture from complaining to gratitude. So, you know, as I was preparing for this video, I started to open the first few pages, in fact, the first page of the book, and I can see what I've written down is one of the things I wanted to achieve was to complete a certain level of my professional qualification. And thankfully, I've been able to complete it, of course, for many, many years now. And I'm forever grateful because I don't take it for granted that I was able to achieve those things. Another thing that I wrote down in 2012 was I would like to read my Bible in 1 year. It was once a dream in 2012. It didn't become a reality until 2018. 6 years later was when I was able to actually sit down and read my Bible in 1 year. It was once written down as a dream on the pages of this journal, but it's become a reality. Writing is very powerful. And like I read at the start of this video, if it seems slow in coming, wait. It's on its way. It will come right on time. If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please subscribe so you're one of the first people to know when the next video drops.